right. So some of the most difficult escapes for people is a cross side. The reason is because you've got a lot of weight on you, and if your opponent is any good, he's got you pretty immobilized. So what you're going to need to do is find those little places, those little pockets where you can get into and escape. So the first one we're going to do is one of the more conventional ways that they get you, in that he puts his hip bone on my hip bone, and he's got his elbow blocking my hip on this side. So what I need to do is I need to, and he's got his elbow here, and he's often pry barring me, he's just straightening the arm. Yeah, so I can't turn into him because he's got his arm straight. So the first thing I have to do is I have to get my hand into a safe place. And it's not in a safe place dangling out here. It's in a safe place under his armpit over here. Okay? So let's say he's in real tight and I can't get my hand into there. What I need to do is I need to figure out how to get my arm in there. So if I can get my hand in here by kind of shaking, then good. Sometimes that might not work. So I'll go hand on his shoulder here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my elbow into his chin. At the same time, I'm going to lift him up with my hip. So I'm going to turn, lift up. I bring my elbow in here, my hand in here, and now we're back to here. So once he's here, he needs to be on my wrist. Slide down toward my hip. He needs to cover my wrist, my arm, my hip, and be where my wrist is, so this way I can't turn into him. So what I need to do is I need to get him onto my bicep. So the way I do that is I'm going to put a little pressure into his armpit with my hand, and I'm going to buck, and I'm going to pull him onto my bicep, and that's what I call the shimmy. So I'm going to shimmy, shimmy. Now my hand is up in the air, he's lying on my bicep. It's not quite as good for him now because he's not covering my hip. At this point here, I'm going to shift my hip out a little bit while keeping a little pressure on him, lift my legs up, and I'm going to simply collapse my legs onto this side and take my hand and shoot my hand this way. Boom. So now I can actually get out this way by the way he fell. So let's do that one again. So my hands are out here. If I can get my hand in, great. If I can't, hand on his shoulder, and I'm going to turn his chin with my elbow, buck, get my hand in, and come back to here. So he's going to be low in my hand, so I need to get him onto my bicep. I'm going to shimmy, shimmy to get my hand up in the air. Now I shift my hip out a little bit, legs up, turn into him, and pull my other shoulder out. In this case, I can go up and down. Okay, let's do it one time from the other side, so we get the other angle. So he's cross-side on me. My hand is out here. I need to get it in. If I can shake and get it in, good. If not, hand over here, move my legs, buck him up, slide my hand in, come back down. He covers my wrist so that I can't turn. So I do the shimmy to get him onto my arm, move my hip away, and I just simply collapse the legs and turn into him. Back up in this case, and now I have guard.